Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Yes and, the podcast about all things Arcadia Theater. I'm Juno Teller, and I'm hosting this episode today. I'll be speaking with three amazing members of our production team for Big Love. Would you all like to get started by introducing yourselves?
Sure,
Jonathan, you want to go first?
I'll start.
Perfect.
My name is Jonathan Silver. Everybody calls me Johnny, and I am the production director for Big Love.
My name is Terri McIntyre. I am the fight director and intimacy director for Arcadia's production of Big Love.
And I'm Mia Montevirgen, and I'm the stage manager for this production of Big Love.
That's perfect. All right. I guess we can jump right in. I'll start with you, Johnny. I think, is this your first show you're directing at Arcadia with our students? Nice.
It is, yeah. I have known Kevin Glackham, the artistic director and a teacher at Arcadia for many years, and I've come out as a guest for his business skills in the arts class for about 3 or 4 years now. And over time, I started pitching him some plays here and there, and I pitched Big Love, and this is my first time directing at Arcadia, and I've been just so thrilled with my time here and working with the students, and it's been a blast so far.
Yeah, that's great. Could you talk more about your experience directing students here and what makes it different than some of the work you've done previously as a director and an actor?
So I am a retired actor, much to my mother's chagrin. So I went to school for acting. I was a professional actor for about 9 or 10 years in Philadelphia. And then I decided that I wanted to change course and change a little bit, but still remain in theater. And so producing and directing and casting was all of interest to me. And so by day, I am the associate artistic director at Art and Theater Company in Old City. And so I've done all those things at the Arden, and I recently last season was the associate director on a play called The Lehman Trilogy. So I worked on that. And with students previously, I've done a lot of coaching and teaching, and I returned for many years. I would return to my old high school and direct the annual musical there. So my experience directing full productions mostly is in high school. So this is I've worked with colleges before and college students, but this is my first full college production that I've ever directed, and it's great.
That's awesome. Yeah,
10 out of
has your
10. 10 out of 10, I recommend.
that's awesome. Has your approach like changed in any way when working on this show specifically?
No, I am when I work on a play and I'm directing, I always first it's everything that we need to know is in the script. It's on the page. The playwright and the playwright's intent are what we're meant to honor. And so I'm always looking for where the answer is somewhere on the page, whether it's in the punctuation, whether it's in the formatting, whether it's in what is literally being said. I'm very much whatever show I'm working on, whether it's a big musical or a play like Big Love, that has kind of all those things combined. It is sort of an epic, a modern retelling of an epic Greek play, one of the earliest plays ever written down. And so I'm nothing's really changed. I always focus on the text, and I always want to try to honor the playwright's intent.
It's awesome. It's really cool. I guess this next one is going to be for Terri. Um, you're the intimacy director for the show,
Mm-hmm.
and what's it like working as in that role for the show? And what does the job usually entail for those that might not know?
So the job of an intimacy director for theater and an intimacy coordinator for film is to essentially kind of be that uh, another voice for facilitation for between the director and actors to make sure that the physical language of these intimate moments can be performed in alignment kind of with what the boundaries are of the actors. That the way I have put it in rehearsal is that we are essentially creating a scaffold of safety through the choreography and through a communication of boundaries to understand, okay, here's what we're all kind of playing and working with. We all know what the end goal of the story is because we've had good communication with the director, good communication with the actors. We all understand kind of the general overall story that the playwright is has written and is expressing, and we work with kind of all of the different ingredients to make sure that that physical language and those physical stories can be safely and effectively told on stage. And when we say intimacy, we don't just mean like simulated sex scenes in various shows or moments of sexuality. We mean moments of tenderness, moments of like familial intimacy and relationship intimacy, being able to tell the difference through someone's physicality between someone who is like, this is their very first kiss on a very first date to someone who's been married 10 years and what's the physical difference in interaction between characters when you've had that level of communication and connection and physical closeness with somebody. So working on this show has been definitely a lot of fun, being able to explore the nuances of all of these different characters and working with Johnny on kind of what exactly is these stories that all of these different characters are taking this journey on. Seeing what is it to be in love? And what are all of these different definitions of love, and how do we express that through the physicality that we end up finding? So being not just the intimacy coordinator, but also the fight director, not just being the intimacy director, but also the fight director, I've been able to help everybody figure out what is that physical expression, both on the kind and close and gentle and loving end of things, but also on the violent end of things, because I feel like violence also has a certain level of intimacy that we can't ignore. So.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much. And now coming to Mia, of course, you are the stage manager of the show. You're also a student, and you're actually not a theater major, which is a really interesting thing and really cool. What have been your takeaways from like this experience as a stage manager, and what have you learned?
I'm actually, yeah, you're right. I'm not a theater major. I am actually a data science major. So a lot of people go like, wow, you're on like the completely other end of the spectrum. But the skills that I've had as like a stage manager, they're actually very, very transferable. Um, it really goes across like boundaries because they're really, in my opinion, basic things that people need to know, like communication, confidence, organization. These are all of the things that I've really taken away. Really leading my peers, people older than me, my age, younger than me. It really takes a lot of communication to make sure that this production goes smoothly, to make sure every single person knows exactly what they need to know, from props to sound to lights to the artistic team, everybody. Everybody really needs this clear communication and it goes right through me. Um, and also, there's a lot of public speaking, a lot of confidence. Whenever people ask you a question, you have to be this pillar of stability and confidence to them. And it really, really helps to be a stage manager and to have those skills and to just be like, even if I don't know the question, I can be confident and say, I can ask who I need to ask, and I can get you to the right person. I will find the answer for you. Um, and like I said, it's a lot of organization. This production has so much. It has so much, just so many things involved with them. from the staging to the fighting to the calling, not yelling. It's calling, not yelling, to save our voices. And from how many props that we have to do, everything that we have to do before the show, after the show, it's the same skills that you would need in any job that you would need. You need to learn to be organized. You need to learn to public speak. You have to be confident. You have to lead those around you, your peers. You have to work well, and you have to be able to ask for help. So I think that while I am like a data science major, it's weird that you have the STEM major in an art class. It's not that weird, guys, because I truly believe that you need to be more than just one thing, and you need to expand. So that's really why I love being a stage manager, and I love being able to use my skills and use what I know and transfer them and help other people with it and do something so cool and so amazing like making this production.
Yeah, absolutely. And that perspective really brings a lot to the role that maybe a theater major or someone else wouldn't have. So thank you for the work you do.
If I could give Mia her flowers right now,
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Mia's such a great stage manager. And Mia is so well prepared and so communicative, and everything that Mia just said about the transferable skills is so true just about theater in general, that anybody who does theater, if whether you're going to be a professional actor or a stage manager or a designer, it provides life skills that are indelible, undoubtedly sort of needed to be a good communicator in the world. If you're not an artist, it's just being a good communicator in the world. And that's why on day one of rehearsal, I just told everybody how much I love live theater, because I think it's the greatest art form that we have. And I think students really should try to come see Big Love, because it has so much about what's happening right now in our world and society. And besides that, it's got blood, it's got fighting, it's got murder, it's got cake, and it's got presents and rolly carts and dancing
love.
and love.
Right?
It has all those things. So that's me saying how great Mia is springboarded me into just wanting to let people know that this show is for them. And I think they'll see themselves in at least one of these characters, and they should come check it out.
Yeah, totally. It's a super cool show that I'd recommend anyone watch, and seeing it grow from like an actor's perspective has been really cool, and hearing your guys' perspective on the show and the work you've done so far has been amazing. And these next questions are kind of open to all of you. You kind of already went and talked about it a little bit, Johnny, but what is so special about this production of Big Love? What sets it apart from other productions maybe in the past, and why should people go see it?
I mean, I had a whole list of things why people should go see it. So, so all just for the cake in general, there's cake. It's cake. On stage. It's on stage. Nobody gets we're not bringing it for the audience, but I'm curious what Terri and Mia have to say.
Yeah, there is definitely cake, and it gets smashed in people's faces. And I don't think that's a spoiler alert, because you usually expect that kind of thing.
I think that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's visceral. There's so much truth to so much of what the various characters say at different points in time. I think the perspective that this show has on how we are as humans and how we interact as humans, no matter what your gender is, but what the gender expectations are, and kind of, I think Johnny hit it right on the head. There's so much in this show that is so prudent and applicable to what's going on in the world right now. And I have over time found that there's almost nothing more cathartic than seeing live theater that applies to what you're going through right now. When people go see a show and they're going through a breakup, but it's a romantic show. They find a catharsis in finding that there is this love in the world. When we go through happy times, we want to watch comedies. When we go through sad times, we watch sad movies because we want that release. And I think that this show addresses kind of head on so many of the issues that we're dealing with right now. And I feel like having that as a springboard for conversation and catharsis and release, I think is phenomenal. So like yeah, my recommendation to come see the show can't be any higher.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to totally agree with what Johnny and what Terri said. Just hearing all of these lessons and seeing these like so human-like characters on the stage and from people our own age, from other students is very, very, it's so cathartic. It's so, you can just feel the emotions. You can really feel how life is on stage and how art is life and how these lessons are what's happening right now. What these people are going through, I know we're going through. I know these themes of family. I see my own sisters in Fiona and Olympia and Lydia. I see I could see my brother talking in Ed or Constantine or Nikos. And I can see like the love I felt in all of these people, both the good and the bad. So I think just really feeling these characters and feeling the story and feeling these lessons and seeing it on stage from people who I know and from people that I know are my own age and are so close to me, and yet so far in these characters at points. It's really such an interesting, and like I really think people just should come just to enjoy some art.
I think that about wraps it up. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming, and thank you everyone for watching. This is such a great show, and I'm just so excited to see what it becomes in the time we have left while we're working on this production. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone.